106.3 FM The Big One proudly presents The Dudley Hilton Show with your co-host, John Dudley Hilton. John and the coach go through every play of the last game and get you ready for the next game right here on 106.3. And now, John Dudley and Coach Dudley Hilton.
All right, everyone, welcome back into your 2020 Coach Dudley Hilton Show. Coach, we make it to our second episode. We've talked a little bit, and I've talked to some other people, and I said I didn't know how to start this thing out today, and we've done a lot. We've done a lot of winning since me and you've been doing this coaching show, and done not a lot of losing, and so here we have to come and do a show on top of a loss. That there are some good things to take out of it, but I don't know. I'm going to let you lead it off and tell me what you think and how you feel.
Well, son, this thing is, it's the first time for everything. And I guess since I've been back, it's the first time we've had a coaching show after a loss. I don't think we had one last year after Belfry. So we talked about it, but we never got to do it. But this is all different. We got kids here, our sophomores or juniors who were sophomores last year. They never got to watch a film after they lost last year. So we won 14 straight games, and they always seen us. They always seen themselves winning a football game. Now they're facing something different. So we were spoiled. Our parents are spoiled. Our kids are spoiled. Coaches are spoiled. Even this coaching show probably spoiled. But this is part of life. This is part of things that you got to bounce back from. And the most important show is the next show, and this is our next show. And we're going to do the best we can and look at some bright spots, but also look at some spots that we didn't do so bright in. But life is not the same all the time. Last time when people leave Bell County, they're going home talking about a loss. This time, so happened we let somebody get out of here, and they're going back home. So they've been on top of Log Mountain and came away with a win. So, but not too many people can say that, son. So we always make sure we always throw that out to them too. We'll dare anybody that still wants to come up here on Log Mountain and take us on. But right now, Johnson Central did that, and they come here and did their thing, and they went back to Paintsville with a good win.
I talk a little bit about when I was here, and I guess that's just what I'm familiar with. But it reminds me a lot of when we came off the state championship game my junior year and brought in Alcoa, first game of the season. We hadn't lost a game in 2 years, and they wore us out. And I feel like maybe coming into the season, we didn't have all our T's crossed and all our I's dotted because we had already made it. We were the top of the top and felt like we got comfortable and didn't need to keep working and people weren't after us. And I think it did humble us down. We didn't end up winning it that year, but we lost on a heartbreaker real close. And but I remember us banding together a little bit and talking about that game and wanting to be better and wanting to do better. And I feel like we got a team that's looking in the mirror right now and trying to figure out ways individually that they can be better, and as a team as a whole that we can be better. And so
I think we all talked the whole summer long what this team's going to be like and how good this team's going to be, and this one's going to do that. And we had a lot of people out there coaching, and old coach ought to get in this formation, he ought to do this, and we ought to do that. And again, instead of just coming and getting ready and play our first game, and I thought we was ready, we just didn't. I just don't think we realize the speed of the game, what it's going to be. We couldn't simulate that during the summer when we worked out. I kept trying them to just imagine or pretend that they was playing against the best kid in the state, and I don't know. Some things those days go through 1 year and out the other, but again, I thought we had a great week of practice. We watched the film in here on Monday. Several of them got called out, and it didn't matter who they were. They got called out, and then it wasn't nobody but the old coach up there calling them out. So I hope they took it serious. And I think you said a big word there a while ago that y'all all blend together. This is what this team got to do. We got to bond together. Our seniors got to get together. They got to want to lead us. This is their senior year, and nobody else can do it but them. And they're the ones got to pull us together. And I don't know if we're there or not, but we did have a better practice this week, and we're going to see. And but that was behind us. But we did play a very good team. But I think we cheated ourselves a little bit too, son. We did, we blamed a lot of it on them, but a lot of the blame should have went on us too.
And I think once we went back and looked over the film, there were definitely some opportunities that we didn't take advantage of, and it's they wore us out here and there, but not all game. I mean, there were several times where we had creases, we had good blocking, and we just didn't hit the right hole, or we didn't wrap up on the defensive side of the ball and make a tackle. And so those are things you got to do against very good football teams.
Well, and I knew going into the game we lost a good bunch of offensive people, some offensive weapons. We also lost about 3 good offensive linemen that'd been there for 3 years and started for us for 3 years, and all of a sudden they're gone. And then and a quarterback and a fullback and a wide out. So we just wasn't able to step up and do what I think we still had a running backs. I thought we tried to run hard, but we were just lacking a little bit of some new guys up front that really got shell shocked a little bit how speed of the game was. But I don't blame it all on them. We didn't get to have a scrimmage game. Lord knows we needed a scrimmage game more than anything. Of every year you ever needed a scrimmage game,
we needed one this year.
We needed one this year. We might not have needed one last year. That didn't bother us that much because we went to scrimmage Johnson Central last year, set kids out, and because we knew they could play. This year there was a lot of questions that wasn't answered, and we got a lot of them answered. I just hope we did answer them and improve. We made a few changes this week, but hopefully we can just keep on improving. And we big part of our life, but it's over with, and we just got to find out some good things and talk about it and keep on going.
Right, and we talked about some new kids, and it's the first opportunity they've been out there on a Friday night under the big time show, and maybe they've played freshman games and JV games, but the crowd's not the same, the film watching is not the same, the attention to details maybe not the same, and so to me this is the first time they really get to see themselves on film and really get to intake good film coaching and see things that, hey, I did think I was doing it that way, but no, I wasn't, was I? And correct some things. And like I said, we come up here Sunday and watch some film, and I brought a little group of my ends and linebackers in, and I felt like it was the most attentive I'd had them all year, asking questions, and phones were away, and we was watching film trying to get better, definitely. So,
again, I will say that since I've been back, we've always had to fight. We've dug ourselves out of the hole, and I've kept telling them every week, Corbin got us there a few times and got us down in the hole, but we've always fight. We always dug ourselves out of the hole. This year, we started out of the hole. We started out on top of the world. They had us pretty high in the Mountain Top 10. They had us high in the state rankings. We was already there. Now I'll be darned if we didn't get knocked out first game of the season. Now we're down in that hole again where we're maybe not even ranked. I think the AP poll came out today. We're 8th. I think last week we're 2nd. It's our 3rd. And who knows where they're going to have us in the Mountain Top 10 and this week. So, but again, we started out there. We built everybody up in the state and southeastern Kentucky. We was out of that hole, and I'll be darned if we haven't got knocked right down in that hole again. So here we go, clawing again. But we're the one can get ourselves out, and that's what we'll do.
Right, and it just challenges ahead, and that's a good thing. And we'll just buckle the chin strap and put the helmet on again and go get it. Listen, before we get started though, we talked about handing some gear out. So let's draw a name out of this hat for me, and let's read it off. I got some things we're gonna give away.
We're gonna give them that hat, right?
We're gonna give them that hat, maybe that shirt.
Okay, so we'll get them out. They need a different size. Let me get down in there. Okay.
Get you a good one.
They get this side. I'll let you read it.
Let's see.
I'll lay my glasses down.
All right, so we got a Miss April Brock.
Well,
all right.
That's Ronnie Brock's daughter.
Right, so either she can have that or she can give that to him.
She'll wear that. I see there walking every day over at LMU.
All right, so Miss April, we'll get you one of those. We'll get you right size. Just stop down here and see Dad or me or somebody.
Dad, come up here and get it for her. We'll take care of it.
We'll get you taken care of.
Congratulations, April.
You want to share our video once it gets posted, and we'll do a drawing each week and give some more gear out. It gets colder, we'll start pulling out sweatshirts and hoodies or something.
Yeah, I told y'all, he knows what I got in my private room.
I know what's back there hidden in those boxes. Coach, let's get into the game a little bit. You know, it's not one that's fun to talk about, but we need to talk about it and find some good things out of it, because there's definitely some good things. Did they lost a toss and you elected to receive, right?
Yeah, and that was our first choice. Of course, that's a hindsight. You had to do all over again. But I thought, sure, you know, that they'd give us a chance, and they did. We just bobbled it. It was just one of those things that happens, and you couldn't have kicked it no better boy that you're going to give us all the effort, you know.
That's right.
And you know, Johnny just made a mistake, and you know, he can't undo it, and he'll have to live with it. But that's part of the game, and it didn't shake him. He did bounce back and have a good football game.
Right, and that, you know, it's tough taking that ball and then losing it like that. It kind of took that momentum out, deflated us a little bit. But now we come back on defense, and they did score that possession, but it took them about 8 plays. I think they had to go 25 yards. And again, you know, all night they didn't run a 70-yarder. They didn't, you know, do things like that. But they did methodically drive it downfield on several times, and they did it first series. Took them 8 plays. But
you know, getting the ball on the 25-yard line with playing one of the best teams in the state, and they take 8 downs to get it in. I think the very first play, I think Brandon Baker played a heck of a defensive end, and I think they got 1 or 2 yards. Second play, they got 1 or 2 yards, and third play, I'm thinking they got about 6, but they had a 4th down and 2, and we could have stopped them right there, and we never know. But we ended up giving them 5 more yards, and then we stopped them again a time or two. But main thing, it didn't come easy for them, and I thought I felt good. I met the team out there on the field. I thought they fought, and I thought we'd keep playing, and I think you know, they kicked off to us. And we got a pretty good ball. Go ahead. I'll let you.
And I think we do get the ball back, and we have decent field position. And you know, to me, we opened up on offense and moved the ball down the field a little bit. Had a penalty or 2 this same series, and knocked us back. And I think stat-wise on that series, it was about 7 plays for like 17 yards. But now you lost a lot of yards in on penalties. So you did move the ball. There were some good things. There was some good blocking, some good running, and so.
Again, I thought the first time we got the ball, like you said, we got 2 first downs, so we were moving. And then, you know, that's what I told them in here Monday when I looked at it. Then we jumped off sides. I said, well, boys, is that them or is that us? You know, we caused that.
That's
you can't give that credit to Johnson Central. So now we're 1 in 1st and 15. Now you kind of got me out of my offense. So, you know, I let those know. Some things we did, and when I pointed out a few big plays they made, I said, boys, is that Johnson Central or is that us? And I think they realized what I was talking about. But I thought the first series we ran good. Did we end up punting, didn't we?
We did punt. And I tell you, that's a bright spot we can find. I think we punted 3 times. Aaron averaged about, I think it was somewhere about 40 yards a punt. And I tell you, all of his punts were good and high, and we had good coverage. Gives us time to get down there and field. So, you don't want to punt, but if you're going to have to punt, you want to be able to do it good, and that is something we did pretty good all night. So
yeah, again, that was a good price point. But again, like I said, the penalty really hurt us, and we ended up having to punt. Again, I don't know how many plays. Did they score the second series they had the ball?
They did score the second series. They didn't take it. They went a lot longer because Aaron punted and got them down there maybe about their own 25, and I think it was the one drive of the night where they went about 8 plays, 88 yards, and scored a touchdown. Felt like our problem on that drive was it just, gave up the fumble and then had to punt it again, and just too many negative things built on top of us, and that drive we just really didn't respond, and kind of made some.
We didn't respond. We had a couple didn't do their position and hold on what they're supposed to do, but that's why we film. That's why we do things that trying to help our kids get better, and then like I said, I think all of our fans and pretty well everybody's seen that well, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? What are we going to be like? What are we going to do? And probably truth known, probably had some kids looking up in the stands and, Daddy, what do you want me to do? Mama, what do you want me to do? And we did those things like, well, I don't know, I ain't out there, I ain't doing nothing. Instead of getting behind our kids and pushing, we just all made a little negative thing out of it.
Finger pointing and blaming others. And,
right.
You know, again, it's something we can correct now, and that's something we got some older kids got to learn to start taking some responsibility and, you know, just, hey, Coach, I ought to be better next time. And that's what we want to hear more than I can't do this, I can't do that, or I did that, or, you know, and things like that. So we go down 14-0. That was going to be late first quarter, maybe early second quarter. We do get the ball back. Don't run many plays. I think we only go 5 plays, get about 10 yards. May have got a first down on that drive, but I think you get another penalty that backs you up again and forces you to punt. But again, something you do again all night. And Aaron has another good punt, and they do get the ball back. And again, they go on another slow, methodical 7-play, 65-yard drive where they do score again and go up 22-0 on you about midway through the second quarter. And you know what, I could see some heads hanging coming off the field and things like that. But you know, we've got to learn to respond. It's a 4-quarter game, and you know, even if we do play quarter and a half pretty bad, then we got to be able to play the other 2.5 pretty good.
Yeah. Again, I don't know how many times we got down last year if we ever got behind.
Right.
So we're facing something even at halftime since the Belfry game down there to Kroger Field in Lexington. So we're facing something at halftime that these kids didn't face at all last year. They never sat in this dressing room last year being down at halftime. Most time we came in here and we almost a mercy rule at halftime. So now we're saying, how can we come back? And we looked at a few plays and show it. You know, we pointed out on the film, is that Johnson Central or is that our fault?
Right.
And every time we showed that play, they said, well, that was our fault. We should have been there. So again, I hope we learn a lot from it, but it was definitely a different halftime performance for us and everything.
Ryan, you get talking about those, you know, is it our fault or is it their fault? You know, and you say, we got saying it's our fault a lot, but the good thing about that is those are things that we can correct. And, you know, maybe we found out a couple of those things when it was too late last year, and maybe this year we're going to find those things out pretty quickly and be able to make changes in the next, you know, rest of the season in a sense.
Right.
So let's see. So 22-0, we do get the ball back. Don't run many plays. I think run 7 or 8 plays, get about another 15 or 20 yards. But I think you did get a first down. But at some point in that series, we get another penalty that sets us behind the chains again, and just left doing things that maybe we weren't comfortable going into the game of having to do, hoping to be able to run it downhill a little bit more, not have to get in shotgun and throw it a little bit, but have to resort to some things.
We just got out of the point zone where we didn't have no offense. We had no offense.
Right.
And when we didn't have no offense, we just couldn't move the ball. We were being stopped up front. I didn't want to kill my running backs. I didn't want to, you know, we was a little short at some passing things. I was in on Cam too quick. Cam, I think he'll be a better quarterback this week. He's seen some mistakes he made. So, you know, that's the first time Cam's ever really been out there in a live action. And
right.
I hated to be against one of the best teams in the state of Kentucky. But he did learn from mistakes. He did do some things wrong. But ain't nobody worked at things any harder this week than him. He stayed a half an hour after every day practice this week, been here before practice. So he's willing to help himself. And our linemen's really worked hard this week, and hope they're really helping themselves because we've been pretty darn hard on them.
That is true. Coach, we go into half 22-0. When we come back from the break, we'll get into the second half, talk a little bit more, and we'll see you guys after the break.
Who's the #1 fastest growing Ford dealer in Eastern Kentucky? You guessed it. It's Cumberland Ford Motors here in Middlesboro, and their annual summer liquidation sale is going on right now. They're pricing their pre-owned vehicles lower than any other dealer within 500 miles. So don't forget to shop them. Cumberland Ford Motors, your $199 a month superstore.
Hello, I'm Debbie Gambrell, your Bell County Clerk, and I am a proud sponsor and supporter of our local area schools. I want to wish everyone a healthy and successful 2020 football season. Words of encouragement: respect all, fear none. Good luck, God bless, from your Bell County Clerk and friend, Debbie Gambrell.
All right, everyone, welcome back into the 2020 Coach Dudley Hilton Show. Coach, let's get into the second half of this ball game, and then let's please lay it to rest. How about that? But they do get the ball out of half, and we respond out of half. They only go eight plays, 16 yards, and we do force them to punt. Their first punt of the night, so that was a win. It was nice to see us come out of the locker room with a little energy and get a stop. But we do get the ball back. We don't do too much with it again. I think we go 8 plays, get about 15 yards. Probably had a penalty here and there, or had a play where we lost yards or so. But we do go for it on 4th down and don't get it, and we turn it over. And they get it about midway through the third quarter and use the rest of the third quarter, going 10 plays, 62 yards, and score another touchdown and go up 29-0 on us. I guess some things we can take away. I've said a lot of 8 plays, 10 plays, 7 plays. It's not been 3 plays, 2 plays, 1 play, 70 yards. So, we broke sometimes, but in a sense we only really bent because we never let them get all the way. We always gave ourselves a chance to live and play the next play and maybe force a turnover, maybe something happened, but it's always good to give yourself another chance. So we kept giving ourselves chances. So that is a positive.
Yeah, I thought Brad Hoskins stopped give us 2 chances that he ran down somebody for a touchdown, and again that's what you want to do, give yourself another chance, and I think the 2 long plays they had that we did have the right angle, and I think Brad made both of them.
Both sides.
And that's what you got to have. You got to do that. So again, we, like I said, most time last year our kids was sitting on the bench at halftime or third quarter. So now we're facing something that last year we didn't get to do all this.
Right.
Now here we are doing that. So like you said, I think of the long 10 or 12 plays to score, and again, that's give us some credit that we did. We didn't make them just hand it out on a platter and say, here it is, take it. We did make them fight.
I agree. They ran 58 plays all night and scored 36 points. I'm going to say there's going to be a lot of times during this year they'll run a lot less plays and score a lot more points.
Yeah, and again, they ran 60-some plays. We ran 30. So they doubled us up, and usually it's every other way around. Bell County's running 60 and our opponent's running 30. But that's a competition we played. We played a very good team. Had about everything back on defense. That's why I knew offensively we'd struggle. They shut out a lot of people last year, and again they shut out us. But again, if we lost a lot of people from last year, it was on the offense. If they lost a lot of people, it was on their offense. But their defense was back.
Right. The start of the fourth quarter, we do get the ball back and run 4 plays. We don't get that many yards and have to punt again. And then they do get the ball back and again go on another slow, methodical drive. I think we were starting to put in some other kids at this point and let some other kids get some playing time. But they do go 16 yards, 16 plays, 70-yard touchdown, and reach their final score of 36-0. And I think the clock kind of run out then, and we went and met and did what we got to do. But like we've talked about, there are some good things we can take out of it, and it's time to move forward. It's time to quit talking about it and let it go, and let's worry about who we have Friday night.
They're open this week. Nobody in the state would play us.
Yeah,
play them. Last week they were open, and we chose to play them. So we didn't back down on them. We scrimmaged them last year. We played them this year. They've been in the state finals for 5 years in a row. But like you said, that's done with. We know now what it's going to take for us to get back to Kroger Field, or if that's where we can make it, or play the next game. We got a very tough game this week, so we better improve from last week. But that is, you're right, it's behind us, and let's go on to something else.
Right. I tell you, before we move on to the Whitley County game, let's talk about some of the other things that go on inside our program. We like to keep a little track on our 7th and 8th grade middle school team, and I think they've started the season off 2-0. I know you and I went over and watched them last night over at Cumberland Gap. I think they won 24-8. I think they beat Clay County this past Saturday 8-6. So, the future is bright, and it's always good to see our young boys win. It's always good to see anybody in blue and got Bell County on their chest win a ball game. But it was fun to go over and watch them last night. They've got a lot of them out there.
Yeah, Coach Darren Clark is our head coach. He's got 4 or 5 good assistants with him and helping them, and he's off to another good start. And Derek Charles is a freshman, plays out here tonight. They play Harlan County, so you get to watch them here tonight if you want to come up here and see them.
Right, and I think he's excited. I know they've been working hard. Every time we're in practice, we're working. Derek's got them down there by themselves running through plays and getting them ready. And I think that showed last year, and it shows this year. And some of our sophomores that's came up and starting to see a little varsity action because we are getting them ready in our freshman time. Right. So like I said, it's always good to see them boys winning. But let's move into Whitley County. Coach, we saw them, fourth game of the year last year, went down to their place. We went back and watched that film a little bit this week, and it was a better game than that score showed. And as I look up on that board over there right now where all their starters are, they've got 4 returning on offense and 4 returning on defense. So they're going to be a little bit of a new team this year, but that coach is in his second year and has done a good job, and they'll be competitive, and we'll have our hands full.
Yeah, Coach Irvin, he's come back. He's been down in Georgia, I think, and coaching about 10 or 12 years. He came back last year, and Whitley ended up having a good season last year. They, I think they maybe finished 3rd in their district, won their first playoff game, upset the number 2 team, and got beat by Pulaski County, I think.
Southwest, I think, but it was a really good game.
It was a really good game and a good close game. So I don't think it'd be no exception this week. He played a state championship team last week in Somerset and got beat pretty good. We played a state championship team, got beat pretty good. So we both got beat pretty good. So we both got something to really coach our kids, and he feels confident that he's corrected some, and we feel corrected we did. And so I feel like both teams will definitely be ready Friday night.
I can tell you right now, both teams ain't going to come in here wanting to go 0-2.
No,
and somebody is, and so that's going to up the level of everybody's, competition and play, and that's a good thing. We need that, and so I'm excited to bring them up here. I know they lost. I know they're going to have a different quarterback. I know the Mills kid went back to Corbin last year, so I feel like he was a pretty important player for them. He did some good things against us. So, but watching them on film this year, they got another kid that's in there at quarterback that, can throw the ball and he can run it pretty good, and got both their running backs back that we struggled a little bit with last year as well. So, they've got some offense experience coming back, and I can tell you, they're going to be hungry for the Bell County Bobcats.
Oh yeah, I know their 2 running backs are very solid boys. I know their quarterbacks, just like our quarterback last week was their first game, and I know he'll be different this week, and ours going to be different. So I think both teams are had a good scrimmage game last week. Both teams took it on the chin pretty well, but when you get taken on the chin and it's a scrimmage game, I know it's a real game, but we all treated it like a scrimmage game. So I'm sure they're going to be much improved.
That is for certain. And let's see, what are they? They're 4A.
No, I think they're 5A, aren't they?
They're a 5A school, and their district's in there with Pulaski and Southwest
and
North Laurel and
South Laurel.
And South Laurel. And you said they finished 3rd last year. Okay.
Yeah,
so I'd say they're projected to finish somewhere in the top of that thing again. It's probably a toss-up, ain't it?
I'm sure they are.
Okay. What's the situation about as far as getting into the game Friday night? Is it obviously it's not on WYMT Live, so if you do want to see it in person, you're definitely going to have to be at the game. But what's the ticket situation?
I think anybody can come up here and still get tickets.
Okay.
I think we allotted them the 300 tickets that we give Johnson Central, and I think they're going up to about 1,100 on our end. I think something like that, or 900. I don't know, but I don't think we can have no more than 1,200 in here. I think, but that's.
So are they pre-selling them at the school again today, and
right.
so till a certain time, and then whatever they have left, did they choose to start something?
I really don't know. Maybe Friday. They did last Friday. I think they called Brian O'Brien at the radio station, told them they had a few tickets left up here, and they might do that again this week. I don't know. I'll just we'll let them worry about it. But that's about what it's going to happen.
You're just trying to coach them in a ball game, aren't you?
Well, I was going to start to tell that, but I couldn't get it all out.
You can't. When you get all worried about that, then it ain't very fun for you, is it?
No.
Talk about anything else. Anything else going to be different for you this week? I mean, as far as you talked about the kids responding a little bit this week. Do you feel like you're going to see some more energy, some more leadership? Are you expecting anything? You going to do anything different?
Well, when you get into the season, and what a lot of people, we all started out, we want to carry the ball, we want to be here, we don't do this and do that, and we think, well, we're second string, we think we're third string, and then you get a couple injuries, and next thing you know, you're moving up there, and I don't know. This game is a tough game. Sometimes people think that they waste their time. They're coming up here and practicing and don't get to play. Believe me, we're not wasting nobody's time. We give everybody a full opportunity to get better every day. We film a lot up here where we put it on the huddle, and they can go back home and that night and watch it on the huddle. And to me, if you was playing, I wasn't coaching, I might say, son, can you pull up that huddle? I want to see what you did today. See why maybe you're not getting to play, and help you out a little bit. So we know that we're maybe do a kid, and I don't say wrong, but maybe we should get him in there. But sometimes that kid don't really push us or don't really work hard enough to really make us get him in there. But again, if he just keeps fighting, and coach, I think I deserve a chance. And maybe next week we will play him if he feels like, my best thing to do, son, get out there and work hard. I'll see if you can play next week. Right. So, I wish we just give everybody a chance, and give our kids a chance. We feel like we got kids that right now, so, well, I'm going to go here, I'm going to do that, or what I'm going to do. Back when I played, I didn't have no choice, honey. I signed up to play at my old high school, and we wasn't worth a dime. And, I went, my coach busted my tail every day. And that's all we're trying to do, trying to help everybody. We're going through bad times, son. This corona where they don't come to school and sit in the classroom and be ready to play. We just, I don't know, our kids are a little fragile, and we got to get out of that fragile group. So it's going to be another week. We got another week before we start school, and hopefully we can get back in school, and hope that'll help us turn up a little bit. But we're going after our second game this Friday night. We got a very good football team coming in there. We need the support. It's our it's our Pride of the Mountain Bow, and short ribbon Pride of the Mountain Bow. So we want a big crowd out. Got a big 5A school coming in here. They beat us 2 years ago, and we want to get after them. We want to welcome Whitley County back here to Bell County High School.
And we want to get our first taste of victory in the 2020 season, and so.
Right, but they ain't going to give it to us.
No, that's what
we sure got to go out there and take it. That's
earn
for
everything
sure.
we're going to get Friday night. You mentioned competition. Competition never a bad thing to me. The ones that compete are the only ones that get better. If you get stagnant and get comfortable, then you ain't getting no better. And
I don't know. Our kids think they ought to start when they're freshman, sophomore, and I see these kids at Alabama and Tennessee or Kentucky, and they'll say, well, he's a fifth-year red shirt, and it's the first year he got to start. And I'm thinking, he played college football for 5 years before he got to start. And we got kids up here, we're so spoiled, they think they're supposed to start their freshman or sophomore year, and it's all over the world. That's just a nature thing. But we gotta trust. We got some good coaches up here. working their kids, and I don't think nobody's wasting their time. They think they're better off staying home and sleeping all day than
and that's what you're going to coach the ones that are here, and that's what we're all going to do, and that's where we're going to put
But we don't have no
effort,
problem.
so.
We just got to stand behind, let the coaches coach, and the parents be parents, and make sure your kids eating right and doing the right thing. We're trying to do the right thing and trying to help our kids, and some of them just, I don't know. I think sometimes they just want to be on the team, and they're hard to coach when they just want to be on the team. If they want to be a football player, this is no better place to come right here to be a football player. So, I
think we've showed that, and you've showed that, and so that's just better off left unsaid, to be honest with you. So let's get ready for Whitley County Friday night. We got a big game. Need everybody here. If you ain't here, tune in to 106.3 and listen to our radio guys. They've done a great job last night, or for last Friday night. I'm sure they'll do a great job all year. So we'll see you then. Thanks to 106.3 and all the other sponsors, and we'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the Dudley Hilton Show here on 106.3 FM with your host, John Dudley Hilton. We get you set for the game starting at 7 o'clock every Friday. Join Jeff Jacobs and Brian Stewart as they bring you every play right here on 106.3 FM, the big one.
Who's the #1 fastest growing Ford dealer in Eastern Kentucky? You guessed it. It's Cumberland Ford Motors here in Middlesboro, and their annual summer liquidation sale is going on right now. They're pricing their pre-owned vehicles lower than any other dealer within 500 miles. So don't forget to shop them. Cumberland Ford Motors, your $199 a month superstore.
Hello, I'm Debbie Gambrell, your Bell County Clerk, and I am a proud sponsor and supporter of our local area schools. I want to wish everyone a healthy and successful 2020 football season. Words of encouragement: respect all, fear none. Good luck, God bless, from your Bell County Clerk and friend, Debbie Gambrell.